Hi guys, I'm Dan Whitaker. Today we're going to take a look at how weight distribution at address affects your swing. So guys, today we're going to take a look at how the weight distribution across your feet affects your pivot. Previously I've done some setup videos on the reverse K and the importance of getting your setup angles correct, spine and hips. Today we're going to have a look at the weight across the feet and how this affects your turning, what problems this can create in your swing, and how many problems are always linked back to the setup. Okay, let's take a look at this video and see how we can apply these moves and principles to your game. Okay then guys, so the most important thing about your setup position, what is it? Okay, well, I think getting your balance points across your feet is absolutely vital. It's something that I stress a lot to my students. Now, the reason that this is so important is it allows you to actually pivot and turn correctly in your golf swing. So how you're going to actually get this in correctly relative with your feet on the floor is paramount to the way you are going to be able to rotate, make weight transfer, and most important of all, be able to stay in posture. So many people rising up and down out of posture, and a lot of people can then say it's imbalances in the body and things like this. Very often it isn't. It stems back to the address. Okay, I find a lot of things are always, you can chain them back down the line, and we're going to find that a lot of things are linked to the address position, most important where the weight is distributed. Have you seen Rick Shields' video recently? You see that with Rick, straight away what we did was we changed the address position where the weight was across the feet from something he was doing with JJ Rivet. That's something I'm a big fan of. So what we did is had a look at how that weight is moving. So what we're talking about is that in the address position, I really dislike to see too much weight on the toes, okay? Because what's going to happen is once you've got your weight on the toes in this kind of position right here, okay, you're going to have to do one of two things. You're either going to generally tend to get the club behind you a little bit here in that first move, because if you set the club up properly, okay, or try to get the club moving on plane, okay, you're almost going to fall over because you can't have the balance of the club going up and the weight on the toes, because the two elements of force and weight are both going in that direction. So I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm either going to, from here, fall backwards, okay, once again that club's out of position, I've risen out of my posture, or I'll stay in posture and I'll set the club inside. Well then we've got two ways we can go. We can either be really, really flat, or rise up with the arms, which gets the club across the line, disconnected with the elbow, and nothing is in the position that it should be with the arms to the body. This is all stemmed back to the feet. The other one that we can see is people tend to sit back with the weight too much in the heels here. It's got lots of knee flex, no tensions going through the legs at all. Well, from there, what you're going to do is you can't set the club again properly, so you tip forwards on your toes. Now all of a sudden, you're in a pretty bad position and you're probably going to early extend through the golf ball in order to strike it properly. So lots of these things are going to come down to how you are loading the weight. So I've got the pressure plate right here. So I'm using that a lot. I use that every day, every lesson to see what is happening. Now, the biggest fault I see is that I would say 85–90% of people are getting way too much on the toes. Now, I'm not saying I want them in the heels, but what we've got to do is get the balance points correct. Okay, so what we want to do is, from address here, as a great reference point, feel like you can lift your toes up inside your shoes. If you can feel like they're lifting up there and your arms are then down at the golf ball, then soften them down and that's going to be the address position. If I'm a bit far away, so let's say I'm here with my weight on my toes, when I lift up my toes inside the shoe here, I can feel a lot of tension through the front of my shins. I feel like I'm stretching and my calves are working really, really hard. What I want to do is get it to a point there with my arms in, so I've got no tension in those legs. Now when I soften the feet on the floor, I then want to be able to engage my thighs a little bit. I feel like I slightly tense my stomach muscle, which will then make your bum feel a little tighter and your thighs a little tighter. Now you're in a very dynamic position to be able to make a turn in the backswing, because where the weight is on the feet is going to help you make the turn backwards, because obviously we want to load into the right heel and the weight's going to slightly go into the left forefoot. Okay, that's then the ideal position to be able to engage on that ground and make that movement through the ball. If you're on your toes, you're out of position. Heels, you're out of position. So this is a great way to do it. If you're unsure about how this feels, you can lie your golf club here or alignment stick, which I know loads of people have got. Get those toes on it, okay, and then get that feeling of loading that heel, okay. The address angles are essential, okay. So if you want to see some angles, I've got a video that was done about the angles of the pelvis and the shoulders, okay. That's really important because that's what's going to allow you to learn how to rotate. This is going to allow you to move your weight around properly, okay. So making sure that you've got those balance points across the feet, heel to toe, is essential. And what else it will do, last of all, is if you're getting it correct and you're able to load into your heel, you've got the best chance of all of being able to load your pelvis in a deeper position and keep the weight across the midline of the right foot, not over it. So if you're in the wrong position here, you're generally going to be moving away from the floor, rocking, seeing that right foot move, right knee goes out to the side, so it can be very, very difficult to be able to make that right movement. So take a look at these address angles. I think they'll really, really help you get into the correct position. One last little thing is, if you're unsure of this, you don't even do this at home, do it in just your socks or your bare feet, because you've got so many sensors in your feet that will allow you to feel the correct movement, and you'll be able to see whether you're grabbing the floor with the toes, etc. And you can start to learn how to get the correct angles in your setup, but also where that weight is at address. Thanks for watching the video, guys. This is the first one in a parts of series that we're doing. It's going to be like a 5-6 part series on how to take the timing out your golf swing. So we started on the setup here because we know that the setup is the foundation of the golf swing. Everything comes back to fundamentals. So it takes no talent to have great fundamentals, just a bit of discipline. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and got something out of it for your game. Look for the next video coming, because we've got ones after that. They're going to link together as a series. We really hope you enjoy watching that. Got lots of other videos on my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Links are below. All the other social media links are below: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Thanks for watching, and speak with you again soon.